And let's get it. It is now the first practice, first news of the week for the Bills versus Bengals game on Sunday Night Football. And the beginning of it is Josh Allen did not participate in practice today. Now, this right here, out of Buffalo Bills practice, is clickbait. He did not miss practice. He participated in a limited fashion. So he, theoretically speaking, did not participate in majority of the practice in the sessions that they would consider him, limited participant in practice. So he got did not practice, or did not participate in his slot this week. But he did actually practice. He just practiced very limited. With that being said, why was he out? What's going on? It's actually his shoulder. So last Thursday versus the Buccaneers, he hurt his shoulder, and this injury is lingering still. Even though they had an extended rest with obviously, last Thursday playing to now Sunday night, he still has this shoulder injury that is still bothering him. And because of that, he's, again, did participate in practice this week, but in a very limited fashion, and did earn the tag, did not participate in practice. Now, keep in mind, there are 3 practices, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, is it very possible that this was, in theory, just a precautionary measure because, his shoulder's hurting him? Obviously, yes. Is this really a big news or big deal? No, not at all. At the end of the day, what this pretty much is listen, he wasn't feeling 100%, and he didn't want to do the whole process, and he's a veteran quarterback, and he's one of the best in the NFL for a reason. He doesn't have to do it if he doesn't want to do it. But as it says right here, but in the end, Allen gets a did not participate in practice, as he did not participate in the one session that they needed him to participate in. As it says right here, Allen apparently suffered a shoulder injury against the Bucs last Thursday night, though while it was obviously bothersome in some way, like trying to high-five teammates for instance, the issue didn't stop him from putting up numbers in the win as he finished with a 77.5% of his passes for 324 yards and 2 tutties. So, as always, when it comes to Josh Allen, this man is made of steel. You've seen many times he runs through people. I think Madden does it best when they actually made the animation of him running through the Baltimore Ravens, Patrick Queen. That's just how he is. He's not a guy who is, just a little snowflake. He's a guy who can run through people. He takes off running. He's a very good runner, and he's like Cam Newton that can throw the ball. That's kind of how I look at it, man. But yes, again, it is his right shoulder, and that is somewhat, detrimental, because keep in mind that the right shoulder he's a right-handed quarterback, right? So if that does get worse or progresses to be worse, then yes, there could be problems down the line, the rest of this week and potentially into our game. And again, while we're playing this game upcoming Sunday, if somebody hits him, Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, DJ Reader, and he lands on that right shoulder, it could spell some more problems throughout, the game, and he could obviously lead the game if it does hurt him that bad. So, it's one of those things where it's like, you can't just look at it and just be like, oh yeah, whatever, man. It is definitely something to take in consideration, right? Because, obviously, this is his throwing arm. If it's not his throwing arm, then you can make the argument, well, come on, man, he's not even throwing the ball through that. I mean, it's not really going to bother him that much. Well, yes, he would be using his left shoulder just as, a player. He's not using it in throwing the ball. But this is when he's throwing the football. So some of those throws where he might want to, kind of step into and throw a Hail Mary or throw a deep pass down the field, you might want to kind of take a step back because that pain tolerance is going to be a problem. And if throughout the week, it gets worse and worse, then there's going to be a problem on Sunday. Obviously, the other injuries they have here, injuries, Rasul Douglas did just get there. They just traded him from the from the Green Bay Packers. Thank you, Tom Grossi. You guys traded Rasul Douglas to the Bills right before we played them. Appreciate it, man. Kier Elam, their star corner. Obviously, Tre'Davious White is out. So the second corner, who's actually Matt Elam's brother, if you remember Matt Elam from Baltimore. He has an ankle injury, did not participate in practice. DeMar Hamlin is hurt with it. Oh, not hurt, but he has illness, did not participate in practice. Quentin Morris, their tackle, was limited. And, of course, Balon Spector has a hamstring injury and did not participate in practice. So, out of all of these options, really the most concerning is Josh Allen, but as I repeat, it's literally could be just a sore shoulder. The fact he can't high-five his teammates or it hurts to do that is kind of concerning. Because again, like I said, it's really coming down to, they're lucky we're not a dirty team, okay? Because certain dirty teams in the NFL, I'm not going to list who they are, they would see this shoulder injury for Josh Allen and, probably target that throughout the game. Because a big hit on him where he gets driven down on his shoulder, that could be a huge problem, for him. So, if you're the Bills here, and I'll be honest, if I'm, if I'm the coach of the Bills here, I'd probably rest him every single day. And I would not be surprised if he did not participate in practice Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I don't really think that has any indication of how this game's going to, his status for this game, right? Because at the end of the day, why put him out there in practice when you have a right shoulder injury and that's your throwing arm, right? So, again, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening, but we'll kind of get more insight as we get closer and closer to the game day. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.